So, Illumination, probably one of the more hated animation studios of the moment. I mean, I've never been a big hater of them. I do enjoy quite a lot of their movies, which you'll see on this list. But when comparing them to something like Disney or DreamWorks, they don't really have their big magnum opus. They're like truly they don't have their own like Lion King or Prince of Egypt or Shrek 2, but they do make enjoyable, fun family movies. And I feel like just hating on them just because they're not like deep and profound is just not cool, man. I mean, there's people put a lot of work into these movies. But anyway, I wanted to go ahead and rank all of the Illumination movies, and I know Minions and Monsters comes out in July, so it probably makes more sense to rank it there. But because the Super Mario Galaxy movie just came out, I wanted to go ahead and just give my thoughts on all of Illumination. So let's go ahead and starting off our list with our last pick, which is. So when people say that they dislike Illumination, what comes to my mind is Hop, because Hop is truly a very bad movie. I saw this when I was a kid in theaters, and I even then I was like, this is not good. I mean, what you got a story about a bunny trying to make James Marston into the Easter Bunny? Okay, cool. Oh, and there's evil chickens. Great, love it. It's just one of those movies to where I just never really enjoyed it, and even as a kid, and when you're a kid, you were supposed to like these kind of movies. I didn't. I was like, oh, so movies can be bad. Cool. There's a handful of movies I watched like that when I was a kid. This was one of them where I walked down and I looked at my dad and I was like, that wasn't very good, was it? He goes, nah, that wasn't very good. And then I've never really thought about it again. And then they showed it in school and, oh man. But the movie's not good. It's just not a good film. And it's just a very ugly movie too, for some reason. I don't know. It's their only live action movie, but it's just not good. Next up is the Lorax, and if you guys don't know this about me, I'm very a big protector of Dr. Seuss movies. I love Dr. Seuss so much, and I love his books, and I grew up on his books. And the Lorax was one of my favorite books of his, but it was also one of my favorite specials they ever did because I just I really enjoyed it. The movie is ADHD stupidity. It tries to have that environmental message that the original story had, doesn't really go through with it because we have to have a radical surfing granny, or we gotta have Taylor Swift, or an evil businessman that's trying to sell you air. I don't know. It could have been great. This is one of those movies to where it kind of hurts me because the Lorax is such a great story and has such a great message. Could have been great. Could have been just an amazing film. Ended up just kind of being, I hate this word, ended up just kind of being slop, honestly. And just be like, oh, it's the Lorax and it's Danny DeVito. Like, sure, it's fine, and it's not really. It did create one thing though, and that was the one slur. He was very attractive, but besides that, this movie's just not. Next up is, in my opinion, the worst Despicable Me movie, and that is Despicable Me 4. I just don't like this movie. For one, the villain is made out of cockroaches. Fucking hate cockroaches. Horrible. But I just really think the story of this movie is really bad too, to where it's like, oh, Gru has a baby. Cool. Oh, they gotta go into witness protection, so they gotta play tennis, and one of the girls doesn't like that she has to go by a fake name. And then there's a girl next door that wants to be evil and they have to steal something. I don't know. And also the minions become they get superpowers and they essentially just become the Fantastic Four. It's not a very good movie because it loses what makes the original three Despicable Me movies good, and I would say all three of them have this, and that is a good sense of heart. This movie could have had a good sense of heart because if you know about Gru, he didn't have a great childhood. Giving him a kid, you can have something really good there. This movie just isn't very interested in that. It wants to have a Will Ferrell cockroach villain that disgusts me. It's horrifying. But besides that, the movie's just not great. The Pharrell song in this movie is good though. Good song. Very bad movie though. Next up is Sing, and I wouldn't say this movie is straight up bad. It's just kind of bland. I mean, if you know this movie, it's about a koala bear who owes some money, so he makes this big singing competition, and a bunch of animals sing. And there's some good parts about the movie. I do really like the gorilla story. That's pretty good. I like the koala bear here. The pig family, especially the dad, just gets on my nerves, and it's very grating. Um, there are some good things in Sing. I'll give it that. It doesn't feel like other Illumination movies. It feels kind of like early DreamWorks, but it feels like if DreamWorks made a very bland movie in their first like 10 years of being around. Like that, and it's just not great for that reason. I mean, it's one of those movies to where like, yeah, I mean, it's about singing and there's some good music here and there's some fun montages. It's pretty much just American Idol, but with animals. But it just there's nothing really gripping about the story to me besides the gorilla stuff. I really like the Taron Egerton gorilla. He's cool. But the rest of the movie's just very bland and forgettable. Next up is Minions from 2015. It is the first time they spun off the Minions. I really like the opening of the movie where we're just going through different bosses and how each minion killed them. That's pretty fun. I really like that. But then when you get to Charlotte, the villain of the movie, and her bumbling henchmen, and the minions are just in London, I guess. Like that's the whole like hook of the movie is just minions, but in London. It just doesn't really work for me, and I really wish it did because I feel like how what happens later on whenever they spin off the minions, this could be a fun idea because they're the best part of those Despicable Me movies, despite how much people hate them. I think they're rather charming. So giving them their own movie is a good idea, and plus they're the biggest moneymaker for this Illumination. Like they're the mascots of the franchise, so it makes sense. The movie's just very bland to me, and most of the jokes here are not great. I mean, King Bob's fun, but besides that, it's just not a very good movie. Next up is The Secret Life of Pets 2. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about this movie. It's very okay. I mean, you got a Harrison Ford dog. I think he's Harrison Ford. You got the two dogs going to the country, and you got some very like nice visuals from that. And also Kevin Hart wants to be a superhero bunny. There's a kind of a theme in Illumination sequels. They eventually devolve into being superheroes. Oh, and you got a Tiffany Haddish dog too. It's fine. It's okay. Like it's not a great movie by any means, but I do like seeing funny little animals run around. This doesn't really feel like, oh, The Secret Life of Pets, like the first movie. It feels more like dogs in the country. And then that's kind of what happens throughout the rest of the movie. It's fine, though. Like, I don't remember watching it. I didn't watch it until recently, which was like a year ago, and I don't remember much. But it is a fine enough movie and a fine enough sequel. But yeah. Next up is Sing 2, and I felt this movie slightly better than the first one because it does have a more engaging story. I feel like you got this record company Wolfman, and you have his daughter that wants to escape his shadow, but you also have this guitar playing lion, and he's really down on his luck, and they want to get him in the talent show because of it. Well, the talent show meant the competition show, and that's pretty fun idea, and I really like his character a lot. They have a plot with the gorilla here, which I really liked, and I like the gecko, not the gecko, the lizard lady. She's incredibly hilarious to me. But I will say it is slightly better than the first one. The first one feels a lot more bland. This one, at least, I feel like has more of a story. And the ending singing competition is kind of visually impressive at the end of the movie. Like that was kind of surprising to me because it's so much fire and fighting and things like that, and it looks really good. Like it's a very good ending to the film, and then kind of makes up for a very lackluster movie for the first like hour of it. The Grinch, this is very one of those movies. I like parts of it. It's a despicable, not despicable Me. It's a Dr. Seuss adaptation that should not work for me because I really dislike the Jim Carrey Grinch, if you didn't know that about myself. But with this movie, I do really like the visuals. I really think it looks very good. It captures the world of Dr. Seuss extremely well. What it doesn't really capture, in my opinion, is the Grinch and who he is as a person. It's very much, oh, well, he's mean, but he's not like terrible. No, man, I want my Grinch to be a piece of garbage. Like, that's what I want from this character. And they just don't really do that here. They give him way too many sentimental moments and they make you try and like him as an audience member. But I mean, he's the Grinch. You're supposed to hate him throughout 95% of the story until the very end where you're supposed to like him. I don't know. It's one of those movies to where, like, yes, I like him more than the Jim Carrey version, but I will always choose the original short film from back in the day because it's so much better than any other adaptation they've ever tried to do for the Grinch. Or even Grinch Night. I really like Grinch Night a lot. This one's just. Next up is The Secret Life of Pets, and I gotta say, I do like quite a lot from this movie. It's definitely not a perfect film by any means, but I really do like psychotic Kevin Hart Bunny. He is kind of hilarious in this movie, and I really enjoy his character. The dogs, characters. The movie's pretty much just Toy Story, but with dogs essentially. But it kind of works for that, and it does what it has to do. It's a very short film, like very, very, very short movie. But what I really liked about the movie too was just how like it gets into the intricacies of like the animal world and things like that. And I really like that about the film. Now, like I said, is it just Toy Story? Yeah, but it is a very fun movie. It's a very turn this movie on for your kids, though they don't have to think much. And that's all I did when I watched this. I watched this movie and I was like, yeah, I don't gotta think much while watching this. I can just kind of just do it and then just not watch anymore. Oh, it's one of those movies to where like it is very forgettable for me, but I don't hate it when I'm watching it. Next up is Despicable Me 3, and I actually do really like this movie. I really like the idea of bringing in Gru's long lost brother, Drew. I really like their dynamic in the movie. It's really fun to watch. And then the minions go to prison, and that's kind of hilarious because they mess up on a talent show. What I don't like about this movie, though, is the plot with the girls and their plot with this finding this unicorn and Lucy trying to be a mom. It's just not great compared to the first two. But I do really like the other two plot lines quite a lot in this movie. Like those two really do save the movie from being like kind of bad and on the same level as Despicable Me 4. But I do really think Drew is a very endearing character to watch, and I think their brotherly relationship is very endearing. And I really like Gru in this movie who gets fired from the villain league, and he just really wants to just not the villain league, the anti-villain thing. I don't know. But he gets fired, so he's wanting to slip back into being a villain again, and I do really like that aspect of the movie. And also, you got Trey Parker as the villain here, and I can never hate that, even though his whole plot line is just the 80s essentially. But I do like this one. It's kind of good. Next up is the newest Illumination movie, and that is a Super Mario Galaxy movie. And yeah, I like this. It's not very memorable for me. Like, I really like Yoshi in the movie. Yoshi's one of the one characters that really sticks out to me from the film. Oh, and also Fox McCloud when he shows up. Love Star Fox. Love the game. It's cool seeing him on the big screen. I will say though, this movie is just Nintendo overload in that it's like, hey, remember this, remember this, remember this, remember that. And that's not really the vibe that the original Mario movie had from Illumination. This one's just very like, oh, we're just gonna give you this character, that character. And it's like, cool, but I wanted a Mario movie. And it's mostly Mario references, but the story just doesn't really feel focused. By the end of the movie, though, like the last like 20 minutes, I will say I do really enjoy and it really makes up for the film because they really do tap into that Mario stuff. I mean, the ending battle, not battle, but like right before the ending battle, it takes place on a bridge and you're throwing stuff at Bowser and then he becomes Dry Bowser. Like that's a deep cut references to the original games. I actually really, really vibe with that kind of stuff. It's just whenever they're like, oh, let's just throw in this character and that character, oh, and another character it's like, dude, can we just be focused, please? But it's a fine movie. I just like the original more. Minions: The Rise of Gru. I really like this one. I think this movie's pure and utter chaos incarnate, and I've always enjoyed it for that. And I probably need to rewatch this movie because I haven't seen it since 2022. But I do really like this one quite a bit. I mean, it's so scatterbrained. It's just all over the place, man. I mean, you have like what a superhero, not a superhero plot, more like it's like they turn into furries for a second there, and it's kind of a superhero plot. They also learn karate, and Groove is there, and Groove is trying to learn from his older mentor, and it's just very weird. But I will always have a soft spot for this movie for one purpose, and that is I was working at a movie theater at the time when this came out, and while it sucked, cleaning up bananas from the Gentle Minions, it was still really fun, in my opinion. It was a very fun time because I could see grown ass men coming in dressed in suits, seeing Minions: The Rise of Gru. I don't know, that was a fun time in my life. But it also helps that this movie is kind of a lot of fun, in my opinion. So it's stupid. Like, it's so stupid. It doesn't have the heart of the original movies, but it does feel more like a Looney Tunes sketch, which I did really enjoy. Next up is Despicable Me 2. I really like this one. I really like the villain here. He is pure, just unadulterated insanity. I think he's great. In fact, he wants to turn the minions into purple minions, and the purple minions like look like they're on crack. I really like that part of the film a lot. And I really like the character of Lucy here. She's actually really good in the movie. I like her addition. I like Gru trying to become like an actual dad, and he's trying to be more happy-go-lucky and trying to look up to the brighter side of life. And I really enjoy that part of the movie a lot. Of course, you got Pharrell's song "Happy" in this movie, which does really go along well with the theme of the film. And I do really like the minions here. I mean, they're kind of just getting taken over by the purple minions throughout the movie, but I still really enjoyed them. And the girls plot here is pretty good too. I don't know. I saw this movie. This was the first Despicable Me movie I saw in theaters. I think it's the only one I've seen in theaters, and I really enjoyed it quite a bit because I didn't even see four, or three. I saw Minions too, though. But I do have a soft spot for this movie. I do really remember really liking it as a kid. So yeah. Next up is the Super Mario movie, and this movie could have been god awful. This could have been terrible whenever it was announced that Illumination was making a Mario movie. And we saw the cast, all of us had a big, oh god, no moment. Like, I remember that vividly. But then the movie came out, and it's visually gorgeous, and I feel like it's very good. I've seen this movie about like 10 times now, which is insane because I don't really rewatch movies, and this is one where I've rewatched so much. It's a very rewatchable film, in my opinion, which is good because it's a kids movie, and you kind of want that for kids movies. But anyway, so I really like this movie. I like the characters. I like the. It does have more of a plot than the second one. Has more of a story. Has more of an arc of Mario and Luigi trying to reunite, and also Mario learning to kind of just take charge of situations. I don't know. It's a very good adaptation of Mario, in my opinion, and it could have been so much worse. So I'm very grateful this movie is as good as it is, but also knowing that yeah, it is a pretty good movie. I do really like this one. Next up is the movie to start the Illumination Company, and that was Despicable Me from 2010, I believe. Yeah, no, this movie is still really good. It has a great heart to it, a great emotional quality to the film. I really love Gru's relationship with the girls in this movie because it doesn't really get too fleshed upon after this, besides like the second one. But I did really enjoy that part of the film and him learning to love and him learning to figure out like how do I take care of these kids? And also try instilling the moon from Vector. I fucking love Vector. Vector is such a fun villain in this movie, but I still really like the movie quite a bit. It wears its heart on its sleeve, and it doesn't shy away from the more grounded sides of it. I mean, it's a movie where a man is despicable, and he has to learn how to care about little girls. It's very good, and he has to learn how to be a dad. I don't know. It's a very simple plot, very basic plot. Oh, and also the minions here are pretty freaking hilarious. You do start to see where the minions are going to be very much so oversaturated in one scene in the movie involving a shopping spree. And that's kind of scary to look at. But I do really like the movie quite a bit, and it definitely holds up. And in first place is a movie that I don't really think anybody would really put in first place besides me, and that's Migration. I feel like this is definitely Illumination's most underrated movie and their best movie because I love the family dynamic here. You got a Danny DeVito duck, how can I not like it? And also the family here is really good. They feel really realistic, really just yeah, it's the most realistic thing I've seen from Illumination. It's involving talking ducks migrating, and it's such a simple premise. It's such a short movie, but the family dynamic here really does work, and I really like that part of the film quite a bit. And they do a lot of like shenanigans, like oh no, the duck's going through a kitchen, but like it's still a very endearing movie. It's the most endearing film I've seen from Illumination, in my opinion, and it kind of bounces all over the place but I did really enjoy it, and I will say it was a very underrated Illumination movie. Probably their most underrated, in my opinion. I really wish this movie made more than it did. Yeah, I really like Migration. I think it's a great movie, and it's still probably gonna always be my favorite of the Illumination films, unless like Minions and Monsters is just perfection. And that was my Illumination ranking. Tell me in the comments below how you guys rank all these movies and tell me what you thought about this video. Sorry my voice sounds a little raspy. It's because I just got over a cold, lost my voice for a couple of days, so that's fun. But yeah, I've been meaning to make this video for a long time, and I figured after Mario Galaxy came out, this would be a great time for me to talk about all these movies. So tell me in the comments below how you guys thought about, like, what's your favorite Illumination movie? And I will see you next time. Take care.